the AA Daily Reflections for March 17th, entitled Mysterious Ways. Out of every season of grief or suffering, when the hand of God seemed heavy or even unjust, new lessons for living were learned, new resources of courage were uncovered, and that finally, inescapably, the conviction came that God does move in mysterious way his wonders to perform. That's from the 12 Steps and 12 Traditions, page 105. After losing my career, family, and health, I remain unconvinced that my way of life needed a second look. My drinking and other drug use were killing me, but I had never met a recovering person or an AA member. I thought I was destined to die alone and that I deserved it. At the peak of my despair, my infant son became critically ill with a rare disease. Doctors' efforts to help him proved useless. I redoubled my efforts to block my feelings, but now the alcohol had stopped working. I was left staring into God's eyes, begging for help. My introduction to AA came within days, through an odd series of coincidences, and I have remained sober ever since. Wow. My son lived and his disease is in remission. The entire episode convinced me of my powerlessness and unmanageability of my life. Today, my son and I thank God for his intervention. Wow. It's a powerful one today. Very tired. I need more coffee. A couple of things. When the hand of God seemed heavy or even unjust, new lessons for living were learned. New resources of courage were uncovered. And finally, inescapably, that is hard to say, the conviction came that God does move in mysterious ways. Okay, one of the things that I've come to the conclusion is this. Whatever I'm going through that's difficult right now, that really makes me mad, that I wouldn't say makes me want to drink, but at least makes me depressed. 1 year from now is going to be the best thing that happened to me when I look back at it. Because that's always been the case. And that's been the case of just about anybody that I talk to in the program, or at least when they share, and I hear about this terrible situation. They had to go to jail, or they lost their family, or they lost their job. It's always the same story, especially if that situation brought them into the doors, into the program of Alcoholics Anonymous. As I've matured in my sobriety, if that's the thing, as I've been in the 12 steps longer and longer, I now recognize that. And recently I did have a difficult situation, and it brought in a lot of fear. And I've been praying about it every day for probably 6 months at this point. And this is the prayer I say: God, I pray that your will be done in X situation. And then that's it. I leave the results up to God. I still haven't gotten the results on this thing. I don't know how it's going to turn out, but I'm cool with it. And when I left the Navy because of my drinking, I thought that was the worst thing that had ever happened to me. When I got a divorce, I thought that was the worst thing that could ever happen to me. All these things that I thought were terrible all turned out to be the best thing that ever happened to me. I also like the first sentence in the second part of it. After losing my career, family, and health, I remain unconvinced that my way of life needed a second look. Ain't that the truth? When I first came in, I always equate it to someone sitting in a lawn chair while their house is just burning behind them. And they're like, hey, nope, everything's okay. We're fine here. Nothing to see. And then the longer you're in your disease, the closer to the house you get while you're sitting in the lawn chair, until finally you're sitting in the lawn chair in your house that's burning down. And maybe you finally are like, okay, maybe I need some help. Or you just get burnt up with the house. Those are pretty much the two choices you got. But it's very interesting that the reoccurring theme is we always minimize all the big, huge things before we come into the program. And we always maximize the tiniest of things to use as an excuse to drink. But hey, it's all good. We're fine. It's fine. Anyway, this is a good one. March 17th. If you want to subscribe, thank you so much for watching.